Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's girls basketball game as the Port Allegany Lady Gators will be taking on the Cameron County Lady Red Raiders. The starters for Cameron County: number 1, Ava Hilfinger; number 2, Delaney Rowan; number 10, Errolyn Robinson; number 22, Nevaeh Spaeth; number 24, Maggie Abritis. The Lady Gators bring a record of 6-1, 3-1 in the Northern Tier. We'll get their lineup after the national anthem. Okay, starters for the Port Allegany Lady Gators: number 2, Evan Stauffer; number 5, Leah Nelson; number 10, Ella Moses; number 23, Kalia Dow; number 24, Bren Evans. The Lady Red Raiders are coached by Shannon Sullivan and Maddie Harrier. Port Allegany is coached by Jamie Evans as a head coach and Rebecca Swab as the assistant. We'll have the tip here in about 30 seconds. Okay, we are set. Looking to take the tip for the Cameron County Red Raiders, Ava Hilfinger. Taking a tip for the Gators, number 10, Ella Moses. Again, Cameron County will come out with Hilfinger, Rowan, Robinson, Spaeth, and Abritis. Tips up into the hands of Robinson. Gets it back to Spaeth. Port Allegany in a man. Ball now swung to Abritis. Abritis back out to Hilfinger. Movement to Spaeth. Down low, shots up, blocked. Abritis' shot is blocked by Brent Evans into the hands of Kalia Dowell. She'll bring it down for the Lady Gators. Dowell off to Nelson. Nelson looks to get it down low. Stolen by Spaeth. Moses in there, knocks it away into the hands of Nelson. Moses now on the baseline. Looks to drive. Out top. Shot up by Brent Evans, no good. Moses with a rebound, gets it down to Kalia Dow. Her shot's up. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 as she is fouled. Dow to the line to shoot 2. The foul is on Hilfinger, her first, team's first. First is no good. The second. Good. Stauffer will pick up Spaeth out top. Spaeth gets it over to Brightus. Brightus guarded by Evans. Now gets the ball to Hilfinger. Hilfinger looks to drive, kicks it back out to Rowan. Her buck shot's up and good. Delaney Rowan with the first bucket for Cameron County. Cameron County up 2-1. Ball now Dahl out top. Looks to drive. Dahl drives. Bucket's up and good. Kalia Dahl with her first bucket of the game. 3-2 Gators. 6:24 left. Spaeth picked up again by Stauffer. Now to Rowan. Rowan gets it out to Spaeth. Down to Hilfinger. Hilfinger to Spaeth. Spaeth looks to drive. Stolen away by Nelson. Leah Nelson on the way to the bucket. Nelson shots up. Bucket's good. Leah Nelson with a steal and a score. 5-2 Port Allegany. Spaeth called for a travel before it's tipped away by Stauffer. Port Allegany's ball. Nelson. Off to Evans at the elbow. Nelson picks it back up, gets it back to Evans. Now out front to Dowell. Evans down low to Moses. Moses looks to drive. Her shot's up. No good. Rebound. Out of bounds off of number 10, Errol Lynn Robinson. Ball stays with Port Allegany. 5-2. Ball comes into Stauffer. Right back down low to Moses. Her bucket's up and good. Ella Moses with her first bucket of the game. 7-2 Port Allegany out to a quick lead. Ball down low to Hilfinger at the high post. Hilfinger looks to drive. Her shot's up. No good. Moses pulls it down. Moses on the run. She's got help with her. Bounce pass over to Dowell. Intercepted by Robinson. Cameron County goes the other way. Travel called on Maggie Abritis. Ball back to Port Allegany with 4:58 to play in the first quarter. Oh, we got a shoe tie here. Port Allegany 1, Cameron County nothing. If you do remember the Northern Potter game, we had a shoe tie fest that game. Now over to Dowell. Dowell looks to drive, brings it back, gets it to Nelson. Dowell cuts through. Now it's to Evans. Evans swings it to Moses. Looks for Dowell in the high post, taken away by Robinson. Jump ball called. It will stay with Port Allegany. 4:36 in the first quarter. Nelson inbounds. Gets it out to Moses. Moses at the elbow. Now back to Nelson. Nelson looks to get it down low. Gets it in the hands of Dowell. Port will reset. Nelson looks to drive. Off the foot of Stauffer, out of bounds. Turnover for the Gators. 4:22. Port Allegany up 7-2. We've got a timeout taken by Cameron County's coach, Shannon Sullivan. That'll be a full timeout. So onto the floor now are the Lady Gator cheerleaders. Captain senior Kalia Bonowitz, also captain Lily Babcock. Other seniors Kaylee Lloyd, Mackenzie Mitchell, Michaela Elkhorn's a senior manager. The rest of the Lady Gators are Addison Burr, Devin Carpenter, Jersey Gamut, Savannah Hart, Avery Redmond. And the cheerleaders are coached by Terry Austin and assisted by Lisa Redmond, the Lady Gator cheerleaders. Port Allegany breaks, comes out of the huddle. Same five still on the floor for Port. Real quick, give a shout out to everybody listening. If you're in the state of Florida, Texas, Georgia, the big old city of Philadelphia, anywhere else, we're glad you're joining in. Thank you. Spaeth brings it up. Bounce pass to Brightus. Brightus guarded by Evans. Brightus drives, puts up a shot. Shot's up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Dowell. She's on the run, bringing it up. Dowell pulls it back. Up, shots up, no good. Evans with a rebound, brings it back out, gets it to Moses. Moses looks to drive, dishes back to Dowell. Now to Nelson. Nelson over to Moses. Moses puts up a three. It's good. Ella Moses with the first three of the game for Port Allegany. Spaeth. Bounce pass knocked away by Dowell. It's a jump ball. It will stay with Cameron County. 3:26. Ball on the side. Spaeth guarded by Stauffer. Again, Port Allegany in a man. Spaeth looks to drive, gets by, gets picked up by Evans. Ball's loose, goes into the hands of Spaeth. Now she gets it to Rowan. Rowan gets it over to Robinson. That'll be back court. The pass was over the head of Delaney Rowan. Ball back to Port Allegany. Port Allegany up 10-2. Nelson brings it in. Stauffer pops out, down low to Nelson. Nelson kicks it to Evans. Evans looks to drive. Her shot's up. Bucket. Brent Evans, that's her first bucket of the game. (12-2). Ball stolen by Dowell. Dowell looks to bring it in herself. Bucket's up. Dowell called for the offensive foul. That'll be her first. That's Dowell's first, the team's first. In now for Cameron County, number 44, Trinity Earl. And number 42, Renee Earl. Ball thrown out of bounds. Ball being brought up by Ella Moses. Moses over half court. Port Allegany look to spread out and attack. Moses' drive, bucket's good. Ella Moses with her 7th point of the game. 14-2 Port Allegany. Ball kicked out to Brightus. Now over to Trinity Earl. Gets it into Spaeth. Kick called on Stauffer. Port Allegany now with a line change. As the hockey terms, they come over the boards. Into the game, we have Jenna Renner, number 1. Bree Daniels, number 21. Willow Sowers, number 22. And Jen Baxter, number 55. Ball rebounded by Stauffer. Down the other way, Stauffer comes. Stauffer pulls it back out, gets it to Baxter. Baxter to Sowers. Sowers now to Jenna Renner out top. Daniels swings it over. Down low for Renna, off of her hands. Ball's loose. Picked up, and we've got a jump ball called between Renee Earl and Jen Baxter. Ball stays with Port Allegany. 1:13 left in the first quarter. Port Allegany up 14-2. Ball gets into Daniels. Her shot's up, no good. Rebound kept alive, pulled down by Trinity Earl. Earl quickly to Spaeth. Spaeth gets it up ahead to Rowan. She looks to drive. That ball is tipped and out of bounds off of Renner. Ball stays with Cameron County, 102. Spaeth out top to Brightus. Brightus' pass knocked away by Daniels, but Rowan recovers for Cameron County. Ball down low to Trinity Earl in the high post. Now skip back out to Rowan, who drives, and she's blocked by Daniels. Ball back in down low to Rebecca Earl. She walks. Defense there by Jen Baxter and Bree Daniels. Port Allegany's ball. 33.4 seconds left. Stauffer's drive up, no good. Rebound into the hand of Sowers, bounced around. Finally gained by Trinity Earl as she gets the ball out. Spaeth on the drive, shots up, no good. Daniels comes down with the ball, 9 seconds left. Stauffer looks to get it up. Will she get the shot off before time? Tries to get it into Baxter. Jump ball is called with 0.2 of a second left. Ball will go to Cameron County, and I believe that will be the end of the first quarter. And that's the end of the first quarter with Port Allegany ahead 14-2. Evelyn Moses has 7 for Port Allegany. Kalia Dow has 3. Brent Evans has 2. And Leah Nelson has 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the Port Allegany cheerleaders. Okay, ball will go to Port Allegany. Port Allegany comes back, and they'll come out and they will have Sowers, Baxter, and Renner, along with Dowell and Moses. Cameron County comes back with Hilfinger, Rowan, Robinson, Spaeth, Abradis. Moses, quick look into Dowell, couldn't handle the pass. Moses with a runner, it's up, no good. Rebound, bounced around. Down with it finally is Hilfinger, then it goes out of her hands to Spaeth. Spaeth up the floor. Spaeth gets it back to Rowan. Rowan's shot is blocked by Renner. Moses grabs a loose ball down the floor. Moses comes. Moses with a pass over to Renner. Her shot's up, no good. Dowell brings down a rebound. Her shot is blocked by Hilfinger. Cameron County goes the other way. Quickly up to Rowan. Now back to Space. Space three's up, no good. Robinson brings it down. Spaeth comes back out front. Spaeth to Rowan. Port Allegany still in man. 30-second timeout called by Cameron County with 6:47 left in the second quarter. Port Allegany still up 14-2. We're back. Rowan the inbound. Rowan gets it to Spaeth. Now to Abritus. Back to Spaeth. Rowan. Hilfinger looks to drive. Cut off by Dowell. We got a hold called. I believe it will be on Rowan. Port Allegany ball. Ball over to Moses. Moses to the high post of Baxter. Through her hands. Dowell gets it. Dowell puts it up. Shots up, no good. Long rebound to Rowan. She quickly gets it out to Robinson. Robinson's layup's good. Delaney Robinson with her second bucket of the game, making a score 14-4. Moses brings it down. Sowers now gets it down low on to Moses. Moses, her old rebound. Moses puts it back up. In. And Moses will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play, as she has already hit a three. That foul was on Ava Hilfinger. She'll go to the bench, replaced by Renee Earl. And the end one is good. Now in for Port Allegany, number 15, Maddie Philhart. Abritus gets the ball into Rowan. She misses the layup. Rebound taken down by Moses. Gets it out to Dowell. Dowell, little miscommunication as two girls were moving. Fired it to the backcourt. Ball back to Cameron County, 17-4 the score. Ball to Renee Earl. Hands it off to Abritus. Abritus goes to drive, and she's fouled. Abritus will go to the line to shoot two. I believe the foul was on Moses. No, it wasn't. It was on Willow Sowers. That Sowers is first, team second. First shot's no good. Now into the game for Cameron County, number 12, Jordan Skillman. Abritus is second. High rebound. Moses again pulls it down, looks to run up the floor. Leaves it for Dowell. Dowell fires up a three. It's good. Kalia Dowell with her first three of the game. .447. Abritus off to Spaeth. Her shot's up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Robinson. That's no good. Baxter pulls down a rebound for the Gators. Gets it to Dowell. Dowell to Moses. Moses looks to drive. Down low, nice give and go with Dowell. Dowell will go to the line to shoot two. That foul is on Nevaeh Spaeth, her first, team second. Dowell's first is no good. Okay, now into the game for Cameron County. Number 2, Delaney Rowan. She will replace Maggie Abritis. Dowell second, short. Rebound pulled down by Baxter. Gets it back to Dowell. Now to Sowers. Sowers' shots up. No good. Long rebound. Rowan goes the other way for Cameron County. Rowan's drive is good. Delaney Rowan with her 6th point of the game. 20-6. Favor of Port Allegany. Baxter in the high post. Now to Philhart. Moses gets it into the high post to Dowell. Dowell gets it over Philhart. Philhart shots up. No good. Rebound by Rowan into the hands of Spaeth. Spaeth up the floor. Her bucket's good. Port Allegany calls a timeout as there's going to be a plethora of girls coming in on the next wave. I'll try to get you all caught up. Okay, Port Allegany now has on the floor Brent Evans, Bree Daniels, Kaylee Bartlett, Evan Stauffer, and Leah Nelson. Nelson brings it up, leaves it for Stauffer, over to Evans. Evans puts up a three. It's good. Brent Evans with a three from the elbow. 23-8 in favor of Port Allegany. Ball kicked out. Rowan with a drive. Knocked away by Nelson into the hands of Hilfinger. Her shot's up. Ball loose. Still loose. Shot was up by Robinson. Was no good. Shot up. Another rebound. This goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Cameron County. We have an injury on the floor as Errol-Lynn Robinson looked to have possibly turned her ankle. We'll take a timeout with 3:05 left. Okay, Cameron County now can bring the ball in. We wish Errol-Lynn Robinson the best with her injury. Ball now inbounded. Out to Spaeth. Spaeth gets it down low to Earl. Earl shots up, no good. Ball saved, but into the hands of Renee Earl. Gets it back out front to Spaeth. Spaeth has it knocked into the hands of Renee Earl. Spaeth back out front. Over to Renee Earl. Leaves it for Spaeth. Port Allegany still in a man. Out front is Rowan. Spaeth. Spaeth with a drive. Shots up. No good. Bree Daniels brings down a rebound for Port Allegany. Stauffer brings it up the floor. Stauffer over to Daniels. Daniels on the baseline. Leads Stauffer. Stauffer with a nice pass out to Evans. Shot is blocked. Kaylee Bartlett. But it stays with Port Allegany as it went out of bounds off of Cameron County. Stauffer inbounds. Gets it down low to Daniels, but it's knocked out again. Still stays with Port Allegany. Into Nelson. Nelson looks to drive, kicks it out to Daniels. To Bartlett, her shot's up, partially blocked. Renee Earl brings the loose ball down, then gets it off to Spaeth. Spaeth looks to drive, kicks it out to Trinity Earl. Now, but Spaeth brings it all the way back out front. 1:42 left in the first half. Spaeth kicks it over to Rebecca Earl. Now Rowan. Stauffer. Ball's out of bounds. Stauffer with good hustle. Also good hustle by Spaeth as she tried to run it down. Stopped. Stepped out of bounds. Now into the game for Port Allegany. We have number 14, Sabrina Reed. We've got an offensive foul called on a moving screen on Evans. That is her first, team's third. Rowan now brings it up, leaves it for Spaeth. Spaeth looks to drive, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot, too. Foul is on number 14, Sabrina Reed, her first, team's fourth. Space first is good. Space second, no good. Rebound pulled down, but she traveled. Trinity Earl called for the travel. Ball back to Port Allegany. Bartlett inbound to Nelson. Also in the game for Port Allegany, number 13, Haley Thomas. Bartlett over to Thomas. Thomas to Reed. Now to Evans. Evans to Bartlett. Bartlett shots up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Skillman. Up the floor goes Cameron County. Rowan cut off by Reed into the hands of Bartlett. Jump ball called. It'll stay with Cameron County. Oh, look at this. We got the referee shoe tie. It's catching on. Port Allegany 1, Cameron County nothing. Referees 1. Shot up by Skillman, no good. Evans with a rebound, 43 seconds left. Evans coming down the floor with her left hand. Evans' shot's up. They're calling it on the floor. That foul is called on the floor. If it was the NBA, that definitely would have been an N1, but it's high school basketball. That foul is on Delaney Rowan. Her second, team's fifth. Nelson gets it in. Batted around into the hands of Evans. She leaves it for Nelson. Nelson gets it out to Bartlett. Bartlett leaves it for Reed. Now to Nelson. Nelson looks to drive, leaves it for Evans. Evans with a drive, gives it to Bartlett. Bartlett shots up, no good. Rowan with the rebound. Spaeth Cameron County playing for the last shot. Leaves it off to Rowan. Back to Spaeth. Spaeth gets it down low to Renee Earl. Back to Spaeth. Spaeth drive. Shots up. No good. Earl knocks it out of bounds. It will go back to Oh, Cameron County must have went off a gator. Cameron County with 0.3 of a second. Ball's in. Shot's no good. Shot doesn't count. So that's the end of the first half with the Port Allegany Gators leading the visiting Cameron County Lady Red Raiders 23-9. We will be back after about 9 minutes. I believe we will have the travel team again playing at halftime. So we'll leave the camera on the court so you can watch them. And we'll just zoom out so you can watch it. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 9 minutes. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of the second half. Port Allegany up 23-9 over visiting Cameron County. Real quick rundown of the scoring. Leah Nelson has 2 for the Gators. Ella Moses has 10. Kalia Dowell has 6. Brent Evans has 5. Moses leading scorer with 10 points for the Gators. For Cameron County, Delaney Rowan has 6. And that's their leading. I don't know. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Is this supposed to be out? Okay. Nothing. Yeah, something's. All right, folks, I think we're having trouble with the audio. If you can hear me, let me know. If not, please shoot a text. Okay, Evans now has the ball. Gets it into Daniels. Over to Stauffer. Stauffer's drive, shots up, bucket's good. Evan Stauffer with her first points of the game. Rebound pulled down by Evans. Off to Daniels. Over and back. Ball inbounded. Spaeth out front. Kicks it back to Rowan. Now back into Hilfinger. Hilfinger shots up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Brent Evans. Evans now gets it to Stauffer. Stauffer back to Evans. Evans goes in and she's foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Brent Evans. Another nice high-low give and go. Evans to shoot 2. Her first is good. Thanks to my wife and Rod Seimer, because we couldn't find the audio, but we still have it, so we were troubleshooting and still had it. Evans' second's no good. Rebound pulled down by Rowan. She gets it over to Spaeth. Spaeth shots up, no good. Rebound into Hilfinger. Her shot's up, no good. Renee Earl with her putback for 2 points. 26-11. Cameron County comes into a man pressure. Port Allegany now has Nelson, Stauffer, Reed, Thomas, and Evans on the floor. Nelson leaves it for Evans. Evans goes down low to Nelson. Nelson kicks it out to Thomas. We've got another injury for Cameron County. I believe that is Rowan that's on the floor. And we will take a break while they attend to the injured player. Okay, we're back. Port Allegany set to inbounds under their own basket. We have Stauffer, Evans, Nelson, Reed, and Thomas on the floor. Ball inbounded to Evans. Gets it to Nelson. Nelson out to Stauffer. Stauffer down low. A little too hot to handle for Evans. And then a travel called on Thomas. Ball back to Cameron County. Cameron County has now on the floor Skillman, Hillfinger, Brightus, and Earl. Spaeth out front. Spaeth looks to drive, cut off, gets it out to Skillman. Skillman backs her way in. Nelson picks her pocket. Headed the other way is Port Allegany. Nelson gets it to the baseline to Stauffer. She tries to get it in. Ball tipped away. Tried to get it down low into Brent Evans. Ball was tipped away. Spaeth still has the ball. Driving all the way. Looks to dish off of Earl. Skillman now has the ball out. Foul called on Stauffer. Okay, now we do have another massive change going on. Line change for Port Allegany. They come back. They counter with, it will be Dowell, Baxter, Moses, Sowers, and Renner. Spaeth out top. Gets it over to Brightus. Dowell comes out to guard Hillfinger. Ball saved. Port Allegany still in a man defense. Moses comes out on Spaeth. Renner now is guarding Skillman. Ball over to Rebecca Earl. Now to Spaeth. Shots up, no good. Going the other way. Shot taken by Abritus. Out of bounds, ball back to Port Allegany. Dowell. Cameron County in a trap. Broke. Moses looks to get the pass off. Gets it off to Sowers. Her shot's up. No good. Baxter with the rebound. Gets it out to Runner. Dowell from top. Three's no good. That goes out of bounds. The ball back to Cameron County. 26-11 the score. 2:47 left in the third. Spaeth now over half court. Abritus. We got a timeout called by Cameron County. .30 seconds. As the Port Allegany cheerleaders are set to cheer into the crowd. Cameron County to inbound. Ball's in. Spaeth out top. Kicks it to Skillman on the wing. Skillman guarded by Runner. Now to Hilfinger. Back to Spaeth. Moses stops Space drive. Moses takes the ball away. Moses looks to bring the ball back to the middle. Kicks it out to Dowell. Dowell to Baxter. Baxter now over to Sowers. Sowers gets it to Renner. Now back to Dowell. Moses down low to Dowell. Dowell shot's blocked, but she keeps it alive. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Cameron County. Spaeth. Now has the ball out top. Spaeth does. Abritus. Over to Spaeth. Spaeth drives up. No good. Foul is called on Jenna Renner. That is her first. Team second. Spaeth to shoot two. First is no good. In and out all the way around. In now for the Port Allegany Gators, number 15, Maddie Philhart, as well as number 44 for Cameron County, Trinity Earl. Space second. Good. Again, Cameron County bringing trap pressure with a press. Philhart. Ball's tied up. It'll go back to Cameron County. Ball is back to Cameron County. Ball comes all the way out to Spaeth. Now over to Abritus. Abritus looks. Kicks it back to Spaeth. Spaeth now. Her shot's up. Bucket's good. Nevaeh Spaeth with her fourth point of the game. Again, like I said, these are all unofficial. I have her down for 4 points. Foul is called It'll be Port Allegany's ball underneath with 44.5 seconds left. That foul is on Jordan Skillman. That is her first, team second. Ball into Dowell. Dowell gets it over to Philhart. Philhart's baseline jumper up, in and out, all around, no good. Ball pulled down by Spaeth now. She comes up the floor, gets it over to Abradis. Abradis' shot's up and in. Abradis' first bucket of the game. Moses. She tries to get it in down low. Still alive. Dowell on the floor, now out with it. Dowell gets it over to Moses. Moses fires up a three. Bucket's good. Ella Moses with her second three of the game. Port Allegany now up 29-16. Moses has 2 threes. Kalia Dowell has a three, and Brent Evans has a three. Okay, the Port Allegany cheerleaders. Great job, girls. Port Allegany cheerleaders captains are Lily Babcock, also a captain, Kaylin Bonowitz. She is a senior. The other 3 seniors are Kaylee Lloyd, Mackenzie Mitchell, Michaela Acorn, senior manager. The rest of the Lady Gators are Addison Bird, Devin Carpenter, Jersey Gamet, Savannah Hart, and Avery Redmond. They are coached by Terry Austin and Lisa Redmond. Now Port Allegany comes out with the starting 5 from their first quarter. It's the first time they've been together under the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Ball to Dowell. So that means Stauffer, Nelson, Moses, Dowell, and Evans in for Port Allegany. Arrow Lynn Robinson back in for Cameron County. Cameron County looks to apply a little pressure. Dowell gets it down low to Evans. Evans' bucket in the end one. She will go to the line for the end one. Again, nice ball movement there by Port Allegany. Well, they said no bucket. Said it was on the floor. My bad. Ball to Evans. Dowell shoots a three. That's no good, but we have a foul called on Cameron County as they ran through the screen. That'll be the team's 4th. Nelson. To Stauffer. Stauffer gets it to Moses. Moses looks to drive, kicks it out to Brent Evans. Her shot's up, no good. Dowell with a backside rebound. Gets it over to Nelson. Nelson says, I'll take 3. The score is now 32-16. Abradis has it. Off to Spaeth. Space baseline's no good. Dowell with her rebound. Dowell's out ahead. She has Stauffer with her. Dowell keeps it. The shot's up. No good. Block is called. Dowell will go to the line to shoot 2. Dowell with the first. That foul is on Nevaeh Spaeth, her second. Dowell's first is good. 33-16. Dowell's second. also good. 34-16. Ball comes out to Abritis. Abritis' drive is good. 2 for her. Nelson leaves it for Moses. Moses all the way across the skip pass to the wide open Evan Stauffer. Her bucket is good from the baseline, 36-18 now. Pass left out for Skillman. She's picked up by Evans. Back to Hilfinger. Hilfinger shot from the foul line's no good. Moses pulls down a rebound. Gets it out to Dowell. That's knocked away by Spaeth. Back to Spaeth. Her bucket's good. Spaeth with another bucket. Giving her, I believe, 6. Like I said, these are all unofficial. Dowell fires up a 3. That's no good. Long rebound. Dowell fouls it. Now Evans has it. Evans gets it to Moses. Moses drives. Bucket's good. Ella Moses with her 4th bucket, 6th bucket overall, 4th 2-pointer. She has 2 3-pointers. Port Allegany now has a lot of fresh jerseys back in the game. 5:17, it looks like that's where it'll stay. They now have Renner, Daniels, Sowers, Baxter, and Philhart on the floor. Sowers comes out on Abritis. Abritis over to Spaeth. Spaeth tries to get it in. Renner with the steal. Renner gets it to Baxter. Baxter brings it up. Baxter gets it over to Renner. Renner now leaves it for Sowers. Back to Philhart. Philhart up top. Sowers kicks it, get it back. Over to Daniels. Daniels gets it over to Renner. Renner swings it. We've got a timeout by Port Allegany coach Jamie Evans with 4:30 left. Real quickly, Stauffer has 4 points for the Gators. Nelson has 5. Ella Moses has 15 unofficially. Kalia Dow has 8 unofficially. Bryn Evans has 6. And I'm missing a bucket someplace. I do apologize. No, it is 38-20 because when Bryn Evans, we thought it was an in-one. They called it on the floor. The scoreboard gave it up as the bucket plus the in-one, but they inbounded underneath. So the score is 38-20 in favor of Port Allegany. Ball knocked out of bounds. So 38-20. Sowers to inbounds. Gets it into Baxter. Baxter guarded by Trinity Earl. Tipped away into the hands of Skillman. Skillman looks to come off. Gets it to Spaeth. Spaeth is cut off by Jenna Renner. Now kicks it over to Abritis. 4:03 left. Abritis bangs it out top. Knocked away by Sowers, but Spaeth able to run it down. Down low to Trinity Earl. Her shot's up, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Trinity Earl. That foul is on Jen Baxter, her first. Earl shots up, good. Earl second, short. Rebound pulled down by Renner of Port Allegany. Renner brings the ball up, leaves it for Baxter. Baxter's baseline shots up, no good. Ball loose, travel called. As Maddie Philhart reached in for the ball, causing the Cameron County girl to travel. Sowers to inbounds. Sowers gets it out to Philhart. Philhart now to Daniels. Philhart cuts through. Back to Renner. Her left-handed layup's no good. Rebound by Trinity Earl. Down the floor comes the Red Raiders with Spaeth at the helm. Kicks it to Brightus on the wing. Brightus looks to drive. Kicks it back to Spaeth. Into Earl. Earl to Earl. Shots up by Trinity Earl. No good, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. That foul is on Jenny Baxter. That's her second. Team's fourth. First shot is good. Now into the game for Port Allegany. Number 3, Kaylee Bartlett. Earl second, good. Giving her 3 points for the game, all from the foul line. Ball goes over to Daniels. Daniels skips it out to Bartlett out top. Bartlett to Sowers. Foul called on Renee Earl. That will be her first, I believe, team sixth. Sowers barks out the side to start. In low to Daniels. Foul is called on 24, Abradis. That will be her first, and that should put Daniels to the line to shoot the 1-on-1. Daniels with the first. They call it a shooting foul. Daniels will get two. Makes the second. 39-23, Port Allegany. Ball now up by Spaeth. Kicked over to Brightus. Brightus give and go with Trinity Earl. Her shot is knocked away by Jen Baxter. Out of bounds, ball stays with Cameron County. Ball inbounded to Spaeth. Over to Renee Earl. Back to Spaeth. Ball into the hands of Brightus. Brightus looks to drive on Sowers. Gets by. Will get the bucket and go to the line to shoot the end one, as she is fouled by Jen Baxter. That's Baxter's third. .228 left in the game. Shots up, bucket's good. .41-26 or 39-26. Ball tried to get low down to Renner. Knocked around, coming out with it. Trinity Earl gets it out to Abradis. Abradis looks to drive. She's cut off by Renner. Renner knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Cameron County. Ball inbounded to Abradis. Shot up by Trinity Earl, no good. Ball on the ground. Baxter, loose ball, everybody's on it. Jump ball called, it'll stay with Cameron County. Kick ball off of Sowers. Reset. Cameron County again underneath. Renee Earl, loose ball into the hands of Bartlett. Bartlett looks to go the other way. Gets it out to Daniels. Daniels fires it up, no good. Skillman gets it back. Now Abradis brings the ball up for the Red Raiders. Abradis is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. That foul was on Sowers, her second. First shot's up, no good. Now in for Port Allegany, number 13. Haley Thomas and number 14, Sabrina Reed. Also in the game for Cameron County. I don't have a number 14 down. I do apologize. I must have missed it when I was writing it down. Bartlett. Thomas, now to Daniels. Daniels fires up another three, no good. Renee Earl with the rebound. Abradis to Trinity Earl. Earl brings it back out. Back to Abradis. 1:10 left in the game. Sowers guarding Abradis. We got a foul called on Port Allegany's Kaylee Bartlett. That'll be a 1-and-1 as Abradis goes to the line. Her shot is up. No good. Rebound. Loose. Knocked out of bounds off of Sabrina Reed. Stays with Cameron County. 1:01 left. Port Allegany up 39-27. Ball gets inbounded to Renee Earl. Back out to Abradis. Has a Skillman cutting on the baseline. Her shot's up, no good. Renee Earl on the other side, no good. Trinity Earl tries. She's blocked by Bree Daniels. Ball is loose. Goes off the head of Haley Thomas. Out of bounds. It will stay with Cameron County. Trinity Earl battling with Bree Daniels. Earl kicks it back out to Abradis. Now over to Skillman on the wing. Bartlett picks up Skillman. Trinity Earl. Now to Abradis. Down low to Skillman. Her shot's up and in. One of the weirder shots I've seen, but it's a bucket. 39-29, Port Allegany, 6 seconds. Bartlett fires up a three. That's no good, out of bounds with 1.4 seconds left. So, real quick, Elda Moses tonight leading scorer with 15 points. Kalia Dow with 8. Bryn Evans with 6. Leah Nelson with 5. Evan Stauffer with 4. Bree Daniels with 1. And that's the scoring for the Lady Gators. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on the air again Friday night for the boys game. Hope to see you then. Thank you. Good evening.